What's up, guys? Welcome to B Sports Picks. Yesterday, I did say that I hated the slate. I just did not like the way everything was looking. Everything looked lopsided. Everything looked contradicting. Nothing looked very clear at all. But I still ended up taking a play, which I regret now because both of those legs did not hit. I'm going to give you guys the exact little breakdown on why I think that happened, because you always want to go back and look at why something didn't work out. Then rather than just kind of force something in the NBA again, today's nothing's not really looking good except for the Spurs. But OKC is such a monster that I might just stay away overall. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to talk about the Super Bowl. I did promise I already had that play earlier this week. I think I gave that play away like on Saturday or something like that. So if you would have been in the VIP, you would have got the play already. But I'm going to give you guys two different options for the Super Bowl in this video. So again, guys, I'm going to just quickly talk about exactly what happened. I did feel it was a horrible read yesterday. I did say that I didn't like the overall slate. Next time, I'm just going to stay away, just like I said. So I do apologize for the bad pick. What happened was that these guys ended up losing by 31 points. I didn't think they were going to get demolished the way they did, specifically because the Knicks are traveling and they're actually going against the Nuggets today. So that's going to affect their game today as well. One thing I didn't take into consideration is that the Nuggets were on a back-to-back also. So they're not going to be rested. So there's not that much of an advantage. They were supposed to cover the spread of plus 13.5. I gave all the reasoning why. That didn't end up hitting. And then I don't know what the hell happened with the Bulls and the Bucks. They were all the way up to like 247 or something crazy. So this was just an overall bad read on my part. So again, I apologize about that, but then we move on. I did also post a 3-leg parlay, which again, I don't like 3 legs. I just felt like it was a forced day, and I just hate doing that. And one of the legs did not hit, so that was a loss. And then one thing that did come through was the Ducks. I actually got an early payout because they went up 3-0. All right, so I have a lot of data. I actually had to break down all the data just to make it kind of condensed, so we're not here for 30 minutes. I'm going to give you the best information that I have. I actually brought it down to a summary. So I'm going to talk about this graph right here, but I'm going to give you some very strong information on why Seattle should win this game. So the first thing I want to mention here is that the win probability for Seattle to win straight up is a 72% chance. We go deeper into why this might be happening, and you can see the projected score is 24-19. Like I said, projected win is 72%. And then we start looking at the team grades. Over here, the overall team grade is an A versus a B. Offensive grade is an A+ versus a B. And then defensive grade is an A+ versus a B. So the model itself is, the line is currently at a -4.5. The model itself is saying here that they should be winning by at least 5.5. So now one of the key things also is that whenever Seattle starts as favorite, like they are this weekend, they're on a 13-0 unbeaten streak. They have not lost a single game whenever they start as favorites. Also, they're 5-0 in the last 5 games, and they're 4-1 covering spreads in the last 5 games as well. They're actually averaging about 30 points per game. They actually beat also the Rams twice, and they beat San Francisco once by 41-6 in the playoffs. They demolished the 49ers in the playoffs. Simply said, these guys just simply do not lose when they're favored. Now, one keynote right here is that they're actually 8th top 10 rated defense, number 8, versus New England, which is actually ranked 15th. So they're in the bottom 15th. These are the top 10 over here. Now, one of the big key indications that a lot of people are not talking about is that New England actually runs the ball 58 times per game. So their entire identity is running the ball. They're going to go against the top 10 defense, and that's not going to work out for them. The quarterback rating, he's actually his second year. That's going to come into the big picture. It's his lack of experience for Drake May. This thing is going to come into big picture right here is Drake May. He's on his second year. His lack of experience is going to be exploited big time. They run the ball about 57 times per game. Now, New England only covers 39% of their third downs. They're going against the super strong defense. That's going to be exploited big time. They're not going to know where to go with this, especially with this quarterback rating of 86.1, and he throws 1 interception per game. So they run the ball a lot more because of this situation here. Now, big, very key indication as well is that New England runs on one gear, and that's run the game and grind. And that's what Seattle is built for, to defend against with their top 7 defenders. So now, again, the last few things I'm going to mention here is that, again, it's an elite grading advantage. It's an A+ team versus a B+ team. Also, the line spread should be -5.5. That's what the statistics are showing. The line should be 43.5. I'm not touching this. I'm not touching the over-unders. I'm looking at the point spread, but I'm going to tell you exactly how I'm taking it. I love Seattle, but I respect the Super Bowl, just the big picture overall. So if you want to take that extra risk, you can take the -2.5 or the money line. Again, if you want to protect yourself, pay the extra juice and go with the money line. As of this recording on Wednesday, February 4th, the odds for the money line, the best odds you can get is -217 on ProfitX. These are all the other odds you can do. I'm actually, like I said, I took it earlier this week. I can't remember exactly what I did it for, but I threw it out in the VIP. It was right around -200 or something like that. So the line is still shifting in the favor of the Seahawks. If you don't want to pay that juice, then you can go here. You can see the -2.5. You definitely don't want to go past the -3.5 because that would be considered taking it past the key number of 3. You don't want to do that. You want to keep it at a -2.5 or the money line. If you did the -2.5, like I said, you can do, if you have access to these books, you can see ProfitX has it at -170 and it goes all the way up to -205, depending on what book you have access to. So again, guys, the NBA, I'm going to be staying away today. If I don't, if I end up playing something, I'm going to throw it into the VIP only. But I think I might be staying away because of all the trade, all the stuff, all the movement, all the back-to-backs. There's like 5 games that are on back-to-back. There's a lot of stuff going on in the NBA that I'm just kind of very weary about. So again, if I'm going to throw something out, it's going to be in the VIP. I actually have 2 player props that were thrown to the VIP this morning already. So again, if you haven't done so, please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you go to the link in the description where it says free picks. I'm going to be traveling to Miami this weekend. I'm going to be going to the Winnable Mansion Super Bowl party, and I'll be over there. I'm going to be traveling. If I don't have time to make a video, I'm going to be throwing out the picks inside the free channel. So go to the link in the description, click on free picks. Also, if you want all my picks, I'm going to be with the top cappers in the industry, all the top cappers on YouTube and stuff like that. So if you guys want access to the stuff that I'm coming up with while I'm there, go to the link in the description, click on 1 week pass or 1 month pass. That'll get you through the Super Bowl. Thank you guys so much. Let's have a great day.